Father, Son, Holy Spirit, one God, Amen. Chapter 16, yeah? Book of Luke, chapter 16. From verse 19. This is story, it's a very famous story. But it's not a parable, it's a true story. Why? You found the only story in the old Bible when Jesus talk about it, they mention name. That means Lazarus, he was a person living in that time. That's why Jesus, he took it as an example, people who know him. Okay, because when we talk to the Protestant about the intercession, one of the story we bring it. They said a parable, no. That's not a parable, that's a true story. Because you found the name mentioned here. I need someone without voice to read for us, and we stop when I tell you stop, and we'll comment and we'll keep going. Can you read for us, please? Loud voice so I can record it.
There was a certain rich man who was clothed in purple and fine linen and fared sumptuously every day. But there was a certain beggar named Lazarus, full of sores, who was laid at his gate, desiring to be fed with the crumbs which fell from the rich man's table. Moreover, the dogs came and licked his sores. So it was then that the beggar died and was carried by the angels to Abraham's bosom. The rich man also died and was buried.
As you see here, there was no time. He died straight away, someone buried, the angel took him. Alright? So, since you die, your spirit gone, and we will talk about it. Yes. And
the rich man also was buried. And being in the torment in Hades, he lifted up his eyes and saw Abraham afar off, and Lazarus in his bosom. Then he cried and said, Father Abraham, have mercy on me, and send Lazarus that he may dip the toe of his finger in water and cool my tongue, for I am tormented in this flame.
Okay, as we see, both of them was in Hades, but still they seeing each other. Alright?
But Abraham said, Son, remember that in your lifetime you received your good things, and likewise Lazarus evil things. But now he is comforted and you are tormented.
Abraham here, he told him, remember in your life what you did and what happened to him. That means Abraham would pass away long time. But that's to show us that people pass away, they still feel, they still know what's happening in the earth.
And beside all things, between us and you there is great gulf fixed, so that those who want to pass from here to you cannot, nor can those from there pass to us. Then he said, I beg you therefore, Father, that you would send him to my father's house, for I have 5 brothers, that they may testify to them, let them also come to this place of so that they may testify to them, lest they also come to this place of torment. Abraham said to him, they have Moses and the prophets, let them hear them. And he said, no, Father Abraham, but if one goes to them from the dead, they will repent. But he said to him, if they do not hear Moses and the prophets, neither will they be persuaded, though one rises from the dead.
Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen. We stop, we leave this in the side, and we go through step by step. The human being or the person, they have 3 elements or 3 parts. Firstly, the body, that's the physically you can touch. Second is the soul. The soul is something in the blood. Thirdly, the spirit. Spirit, that's the breath of God. The difference between us and the animal have body and soul. What the soul? Soul to get him desire. He hungry, he wants to marry, he's scared. That's the soul in the blood. If you look to book of Leviticus, chapter 17, it said, don't eat animal with his blood because his life on it. That means his life, they translate the soul to life, because the life of the animal is the soul. So between us and the animal, we have a spirit. When we pass away, the spirit not die, but the spirit is still living. But what happened in the Old Testament? Old Testament, anyone pass away, he go Hades. When Adam and Eve, they sinned, God punished them and cast them out of the paradise, and everyone in Hades. But the righteous is a little bit higher than the evil, as you see. But they still can see each other, and still was gulf area between them. But they still, some people, they in Abraham's bosom, some people, they be punished, as we see in this story. What happened in the New Testament, when Jesus comes, Jesus died on the cross. I want to get a little bit theology. Alright, we say his divinity never depart his humanity, not even twinkle of eye. So how Jesus died on the cross? If we look like three angles, and the divinity in the top. Divinity, that means God. Humanity, that means his human. Okay? And his body. What happened with divinity? His divinity and his spirit and his body. His divinity never depart his humanity. When he died on the cross, Jesus, he was a soul, body, and the spirit as a full human, blood divinity. Okay, that's the difference between us and him. He's a fully human being and he's fully God. But when he died on the cross, the divinity never depart his humanity. That's why when he stayed 3 days in the tomb, his body never gets rotten, because the divinity is still on it. But when he died on the cross, only the spirit, human spirit, depart his body. But still his spirit connected with divinity, and still his body connected with divinity. His body connected with divinity never rotten, because it stays, if you get any piece of meat or someone died for 3 days, he gets rotten. His spirit connected with his divinity, when everyone dies, he's the authority of devil. So before Jesus died on the cross, anyone died, the devil took him and sent him to Hades. But when Jesus, the devil, he was until last minute, he was confused. It's really God or not? And he speak on the people, if you are son of man or God, come down. And if you son of man or if you are God, why you wait people spit in your face? And how come God died? Until last minute the devil was confused. So when Jesus died, devil got him to send him to Hades. But it was a different story. Jesus tied him up and let him open the paradise. Remember the story, right thief, what he told him? Remember me, God, when I come to your kingdom. Jesus corrected to him wrong, because the kingdom didn't open yet. But Jesus, he told him, you will be with me in paradise. And it's the first time we hear the paradise. And the people in Hades, righteous people, they go up to paradise. The people, evil people, is still in Hades. And what happened? When Jesus tied up the devil, he let him open all the Hades. Everyone righteous people, they start to walk and wake, and they start to walk in the street, and they went to paradise. From where get me book of Matthew chapter 27, and we can read it together. Everyone, book of Matthew, chapter 27, verse 51. Can you read for us, please? You're reading very good.
Then behold, the veil of the temple was torn in two from top to bottom, and the earth quaked, and the rocks were split.
Yes, continue.
And the graves were opened, and many bodies of the saints who had fallen asleep were raised. And coming out of the graves after his resurrection, they went into the holy city and appeared to many. So when the Cyprians and those with him who were guarding Jesus saw the earthquake and the things that had happened, they feared greatly, saying, truly this was the Son of God.
That's enough. So what happened? The grave opened, the saints wake up, they was falling asleep, and they start to wake up and they go to paradise. And from this moment, anyone from the righteous pass away, now he goes to paradise. So firstly in Old Testament was two parts in Hades, but someone little bit up than another, but still seeing each other. When Jesus died on the cross, he opens the paradise. That's what happened. Alright? What's the view of the church if someone pass away? Okay? The church believes, and we get everything from the Bible, everyone pass away in the minute he died, or his heart stopped, or his brain stopped, his spirit fed away to go out. There's a lot of view from another religion say the spirit go for 3 days, or the spirit go for 40 days, And even the old Egyptians, they used to believe in this. That's why the church until now, after 3 days, the priest coming home. So they take that tradition from people believe in idols and they fit it to Christianity. Why? Because they can't change all people's mind straight away. So, but we do it spiritual way. What happened? In olden days, they believe the spirit can go around for 3 days to tell goodbye to everyone from their beloved. And after they go away. We not believe in this. We believe the time the spirit going out of the body goes their place. And the church say, everyone he will know where he go. If you are righteous, your spirit goes straight away. If you evil, your spirit goes straight away. Okay? They call the knowledge of the spirit. Okay, that's first part. Second part about the 40 days was still old tradition from the old Egyptian. But the church, if you remember long time ago, maybe you was young, in my days they make a big celebration for someone who passed away 40 days. They make a lot, like they call swan, and the people take, la'aza or kira. But His Holiness Pope Shenouda, when he came, he said, no, if you want to commemorate anyone, commemorate in the church, nothing outside. The 40 days or 3 days, that's no more, but everything is spirituality. If someone passed away, what the priest come after 3 days? Everyone, if you went through all this grief and the hard time, people will stop eating, people are not looking after themselves. So the priest coming at home, they cast away the sadness spirit. Tell people that's the life. Our friend, the righteous person, he went to better place. So you should be ready to go with him. That's he coming to cast away the sadness spirit, not the spirit, the sadness of the house. And he eat with people, make sure eat with people, and they have very nice prayer about he gets some parsley green because they remember the sun, and some water because the water explains the life, and everything good symbol. Okay? That's very nice from the church. There's someone, he done search, his name Lemons. He done 2 books, very nice, they call Life After Death. What this person done? Some people, they can die for 5, 10 seconds or 1 minute, 2 minutes. He done a big search and he started asking these people, what did you see? Everyone was agreeing his spirit went straight away. Okay, if you search the internet and go book Life After This for Lemons, you will find this search. And I saw the video about this. Everyone was agreeing, we went through big tunnel, we see a big light and we come back. People, some CPR, we save them, people, the life come back, people, they die. But the people come back, they go on. There's a story happening in Russia. There is one engineer. He writes his books, these books called You're Not Ready Yet. Okay? What happened to this guy? He was an engineer. He said his relationship with God wasn't strong. So sometimes he goes to church, sometimes not. Sometimes he go in the Easter, Christmas. Maybe he's very busy with his work. One day he said, I was crossing the street, car hit him. He said, I saw myself in the floor. I saw the ambulance, I saw people, they try to wake me up, I can't wake up. And he said, they took me to the hospital. And I found my sister, the nurse, everyone went to the corner, started to cry. And I hear the doctor, he told everyone he dead. I was in the ceiling. I can see my body. I can see everyone, but I can't touch anyone. He said, in this minute, I lost time. I don't know what time, which day. Even I can't feel it raining or not. He said, and after this, something stuck in me like a vacuum. And I went through a big vacuum. And in the middle of the way was a big fight between the devil and the angel. But I feel if the devil took me, I am finished. I was very terrified, and they said, he's ours. But the angel fight with them said, no, he's ours. He said, after this big fight, the angel took me, and we was very big tunnel. And before we reached the end, he said, I heard a voice moving all the earth. He told me, you're not ready yet. He said, after I hear this voice, I found my spirit come back to my body, and I found myself start to open my eye, and everyone around me, he's alive. And the doctor, he told him, do you know how long he was dead? He said, how long? He said, 48 hours. He told him, I remember everything happened to me, He left everything. He started preaching around the world. He had his book. One of the countries he was preaching was Egypt. And we got this story from him direct. And he's printing his book. You're not ready yet. That's a true story to show you. Someone passed away in a spot. But this person come back with message. With message from God. There's another DVD they call Hell. Someone physically went the hell 23 minutes. 23 minutes. And the explanation he is explained, I was terrified. Honestly, I was scared. After I saw this DVD, I said, better I stay in that church 24 hours. But don't worry about this. One day we'll get it to have a look. To show you. Now, I tell you something. If you're not ready, it's very scary. Honestly, very scary. Anyhow, to show you his physically spirit went to start off. So when we pass away, exactly in the minute we pass away our spirit one. There's no 40 days, no 4 days or nothing. We finish this point, we come to another point. So why if someone pass away, the church should bring him and pray on him? Is one or two reasons. Firstly, the church believe everyone must be confessed between 30 days, maximum 40 days. Okay? 40 days, if you didn't have Holy Communion or confession, Holy Communion will be excommunicated from the church. But the time you, from last confession, that's very serious. That's very serious and true. The time from last Holy Communion and confession until you pass away, maybe I confess today, tomorrow I have car accident, I die. Between this time, I did a sin. No one without sin. So the church should bring you and ask God for your forgiveness for last time you have confession to the time you pass away. It should be in this range. But if someone 3-4 years, what does prayer do to him? Even if bishop, even if the pope, even anyone. If someone sick, physically sick, and he didn't go to the doctor 1 week, what's going to happen to him? 2 weeks, 3 weeks. The church will give you 40 days if it's still sick. And you didn't confess to clean yourself. Something happened to you. The only this prayer help you if you really someone Christian, ready, regular confession and the Holy Communion. Alright? So that's why the church should bring him. But someone, he not confess for long time, someone have no Holy Communion for long time, if you pray in him from today to next year, honest, doesn't help him. Doesn't help him. Because the spiritual life is a package. You can't have something and you leave something. You can't come meeting like this, beautiful meeting, you hear nice story, you hear nice topic, you have prayer, good prayer, but where you are from the Holy Communion? God, He said, if you be abide in me, I am in you. If you not have Holy Communion, if you not confess, you can't have something and leave something. Alright? So that's what. Which type of people the church doesn't pray on them? If someone commits suicide, why will not praying someone commit suicide if he physically 100% is praying correct, physically body 100% and commit suicide? That means he kill a person, kill himself, and he has no time to confess. He not have time to repent. So the church is sure this person he not gonna go heaven or paradise. So the church not pray on him. Okay. Another one, he changed his faith. Another one, he changed his faith. Someone was Coptic Orthodox and be Jehovah Witness. Or someone Coptic Orthodox and be Protestant, or speak with tongue, or hail song, or whatever. If he not really believe in our church, do you think the prayer can affect him? If someone from Jehovah Witness, for instance, he not believe Jesus is God and died for us, what the prayer can do to him? Not gonna help him at all. So what's happening? The time church this person, he not the same faith with us. This person, he excommunicate from the church. This person, he commits suicide. The time the church not gonna pray him. Another point. Did really the people die, they feeling and they know what happened in the earth? Yes. Yes. With permission of God. That's why we put this tent here around the church, and that's why we have the belief of intercession. They can act, they can do job, they can come make a miracle from and with permission of God. with permission of God. Alright? So, one of the story, Abuna Mikhail Ibrahim. Abuna Mikhail Ibrahim, if someone he doesn't know, he was the confession father of His Holiness Bab Shenouda himself. He was a very famous priest in Egypt, Cairo, Shopra. And he was the confession father of Abuna Bishoy Kamel, the one you hear about him, and Abuna Tadrus Ya'ub Malat. One day, his son who was very young, his name Ibrahim, he passed away when he just finished after army 1 or 2 years. He passed away, he got some cancer in his lung. They took him as a captivity in Israel and he died after he came back. His son Abuna, he had a problem with one of the family, he has all the paperwork, everything. His son died suddenly. So one day he was praying and said, Ibrahim, if you are here now, I will found the paperwork. He can find the paperwork for this case. He found his son come and appear to him. He said, wearing like feather, white, full of white. He said, he told him, did you wear the white clothes? I am sorry to let you come down all the way. He told him, what you want me there? He said, no, don't worry about this small problem. He told his son, pray for me. He said, Dad, just give me the absolution, I go back because you are a priest. Abuna, he gave him the absolution, go back. So just to call his son, he come down. He come down. People can with their word to close the heaven, and people with their word they can open the heaven for what they want. Remember Elijah? He was 3 years and 6 months. He told God, this not rain, not rain. One of the story Bab Kurolos. What happened with Bab Kurolos? His disciple started whinging. I can pray, too many people visit you. He later Avamina. He was Rufail, and after he be a monk, and he's the first head of monastery of Marimina. It's Ambamina Avamina. He was his disciple, and every day start whinging, His Holiness, I can't pray, too many visitors, too many interruption, I can't read my Bible. Every day he told them, listen, go to the monastery. He said, who can I look after? He said, don't worry, just to go. This car going to the monastery today, take it and go. So after 10-15 minutes, one guy, coming nice person like this, he finished his degree in education. He told him, Your Holiness, this is my letter coming from Department of Education. I will get my job tomorrow as a teacher. I want to pray for the letter so God give me a nice and easy job. So His Holiness Bab Kurolos, he took the letter and put in his pocket. So the guy stand next to him. He said, I need the letter so I can go. He told them, don't worry, leave the letter with me. He said, I have to get the job tomorrow as a teacher. I said, don't worry, you be a student. He said, His Holiness, I finished degree, I finished HC, and I did the university as a faculty of education. So when I finish, I be teacher. He thinks that His Holiness doesn't understand. He said, don't worry, you be a student. He said, what student? His Holiness, he said, you be my disciple. Go get your clothes and come back. He went very happy, he went home, he packing his bag, his mom, he told him, what you doing? He said, I be a student. She said, what? We spend all this time and money for you to be a teacher, and after you come as a student? He said, don't worry mom, I be a student for His Holiness Bab Kurolos. She told him, what about his disciple before? He said, now he went and he can be a monk. She said, monk, my son to be a monk? No way. She get his dad and told him, come with me, we have to see His Holiness. His Holiness Bab Kurolos saw them from far away. He said, come here, what you want? Tell me from the end, what you want? She said, His Holiness, who doesn't want our son to be a monk. He told her, do you think you worthy your son be a monk? Tell me, how many sons you have? She said, 3. He just lifted up his eye and told him, God, these 3 wearing black. She said, don't worry, take one, leave the 2. He said, no way, God believes these 3 wearing black. Alright? His Holiness Bab Kurolos passed away. First one was his disciple, the one who was with him. He from Shopra, his name Ayman, now he's a monk in the monastery. After His Holiness passed away, he went to monastery and be a monk. And that's number 1. After 2-3 years, the second one started packing his bag. So his mom, she said, told him, where do you go? You go with your brother? He said, I go 1 week in the monastery. You going with your brother? He said, no, I go Ambabora monastery. Mom, if I be 1 week, 2 weeks, don't upset. If I be 3-4 weeks, Don't get worried. If I be 6-7 weeks, don't ask about me. After 2-3 months, he sent her letter. I am this monk, I'm Babola. I'm very happy. Don't ask about me. The lady, she get mad. She said, you third one, come here. You have to marry. He said, Mom, whatever you like. She said, look, your cousin, she's very nice. We know her, everything. She booked a church. He married. She was very happy. His Holiness Bab Shinoda, he wants a priest in San Mina Church in Egypt, Shobra. So they do a course, they asking people, they choose him, and he was Abuna Mina something in Marina Shobra, and number 3, wearing black. So these people, with one talk, one prayer, one word, they can open the heaven, and they can close the heaven. They know what is going. Okay? So imagine these people, when they in the earth, they do this with the body. What about when they pass away, what they can do? They open the heaven. We intercede of them. Who in our Coptic church has no picture for pastors? Everyone. He's the most one maybe have miracle books until now. Alright. Another point I want to talk about, who has the authority for the spirit? We have someone pass away. Who has the authority upon his spirit? Only God. You have to understand. There is a show in the TV about someone, he let people sit down and ask you, do you have someone pass away before? Yes. Alright. He starts to talk to some of the devil. He can tell you when he passed away and what happened to him if he died in car accident, and when and where and everything. And people cry, people they think he get anything, he talk to this and everything. You have to understand one thing. The devil, he know from now to the past. 100% he know. He can copy the voice. He got very good memory. Don't forget he was Archangel Michael before he fallen. But what happened tomorrow he cannot expect it. He cannot guess. But 100% he will not know. So anything before he will know. I got one of our friends, she used to work with us, she Greek, she wearing a black and she was working in the shopping center. One lady stopped her. She said, I'm very sorry to hear what happened to your father-in-law. Her father-in-law just passed away, and that's why she will. She said, I know he died from cancer. I know when he died and which hospital, and she told him her history. She coming and amazed and surprised and asking me what happened. I said, all from work of the devil. But who had authority for spirit? The spirit, since go Hades or paradise, they have no authority to go out at all unless with permission of God. Why God gave something like this permission to come to say to this lady to tell her, tell the story? No way. No way. You have to understand this. Only God, He has the authority on the spirit. No one else. The devil, he cannot trick you. He can do anything to let you to doubt. One priest, in one of his sermons, one girl about 12, 14 years old coming to him, in the confession told him, Abuna, Saint Mary appeared to me. And she told me, this house, the address, everything, the husband and the wife have a problem because she's not getting any kids. The problem, medication, tell her to go to see the doctor. She got this problem, and if she fixes it, she cannot be pregnant. Abuna, he went to the house, he found exactly like the girl told him. Another problem, she told him, Abuna, this man, he got cancer in his leg. He doesn't know, but his leg painful. If you go to the doctor and told him, do ultrasound or do this, he cannot found the cancer. He went, exactly. Every month she coming confession and give him something. Saint Mary told me, Saint Mary told me. So one of the priests, Abuna, he talked to him. He said, Abuna, I believed everything you say, but what about, did you check with your confession father? He said, but everything you should say, Saint Mary and Saint Mary do it correctly. He said, better check with your confession father. The priest to talk to the priest, let the priest to check with his confession father. He went and sit down with his confession father and told him what happened. Abuna, the wise one, he straight away told him, Abuna, they target your service. That's a temptation from devil to let you stopping what you're doing as a service. So next time the girl come, just he sit down with her, he found her voice change and started him, why you talk to your confession father? The devil started to appear in her salon. And he prayed until she left. So anything to keep you awake, even the priest, they cannot trick the priest. Even the bishop cannot trick the bishop. But with sign of the cross, with reading the Bible, with Holy Communion and everything, you can cast all this one away. I got a friend of mine, she told me this story. She was serving in St. Anthony Church in Egypt. St. Anthony is like pre-bishop, not pre-servant. Mostly of the bishop you have around the Coptic Church coming from St. Anthony in Shobra. His Holiness Papa Shenouda, Amba Bachomius, Amba Ioannis, all these people. Not a pre-servant, pre-bishop. Alright? This girl, she was dedicating to life as a consecrated deacon to do only service in the church. So what her job was to visit people, to check their, state of financial state. One lady, her husband passed away, to see how they're surviving, how much they take pension and all this stuff. So after she done her survey, everything, she told them, can we pray? The lady, she told her, alright. They stand up and the pray. She found the lady starts falling the floor, starts screaming and shouting. The servant opened her aquarium, starts read the psalm, quick, read the psalm. The lady come down, she ran. And she went to tell Abuna, this lady possessed by devil. He said, don't worry, tomorrow we can do the mass early and go call her. Abuna, he done the mass. This servant was with him in the mass. She had Holy Communion. He told her, remember the lady yesterday one? She said, yes. He said, go and call her. She said, I was holding the lady in my hand and I feel someone pushing her on the front. Her face wants to pull her, but I hold her person. So we come to the church and Abuna started to pray. And I found, she told me, I found her voice started to change. And he started, I'm not going to come out of here. And the servant, she said, I start to laugh. Because the voice of lady changed, so she started to laugh. The devil inside her, he told the servant, I will show you what I'm going to do to you. She started to laugh more. Abuna told her, stop laughing and read your psalm. She was reading her psalm, Abuna prayed. Before Abuna cast him out, he told them, show me what you can do to her. He said, I can't come next to her because today she has Holy Communion. She has Holy Communion, I can't come next to her. To show you how you can conquer the devil by Holy Communion, by prayer, by sign of the cross, by all this one. The devil can't stand with you. Alright? So, conclude all this one, our body. We have body, spirit, soul. The soul in the blood, the spirit go to heaven, the body will vanish. When we come after longer time, when second come, we will join, our spirit join the body again. But you're not going to be body to eat or drink. Body they call glorified body. Glorified body. No, anyone pass away, his spirit goes straight away, up or down, depends what you did in your life. And the prayer to help the people, last time between the confession and the Holy Communion, until they pass away. People pass away, they know everything. One of the story happened with me personally. I have my auntie, when I was young, she was blind in one of the upper ears, very far. So I see her 2-3 times. Not much because she was blind. In that time, I was young, was scared to come to talk to her. We not see these people alone. I have my other auntie was my friend. I live with her, she look after me, everything. When the commemoration coming of my auntie, the one I know her, always I remember her in the altar. I tell Abuna to commemorate her name. 2-3 months ago, my mom, she told me, she saw her sister, the blind one, in her dream. She told her, why he not remember my name in the altar? I was shocked because I never tell my mom who I remember in the altar. My mom in Egypt, I never tell her who I commemorate his name or anything. And my another auntie, the blind one, I was absolutely forget. I never commemorate her. I never remember her because I was young. She passed away when I young. I forget about. But when my mom told me, and I figured how she know, I said definitely 100% people pass away. They know what's happening. Do you know what's happening? His great Amba Ioannis, the late Amba Ioannis, he was the bishop of Monofei. He's very famous. He's writing and everything. He said the same. His sister, he got a younger sister passed away, and every year he used to commemorate, do mass for her name. He said, when I was a bishop and very busy, one year I forgot. She appeared to my sister, told him, tell His Grace and be honest why you forgot me. She rang him and she told him, he looked to the calendar, he found definitely he passed her day, so he makes special mention. Alright? Any question before we finish? Easy or hard?
You know how you said that when you pass away, the spirit moves straight away?
Yes.
It goes up or down. But doesn't it go somewhere where you could judge?
There is a place, paradise, for righteous people, and the place Hades for evil people, but end of the day, the second coming. When the second coming, that's the final judgment. The paradise can be the kingdom of God, the Hades can be good barbecue. Alright? But all judge end of the day, when second coming comes. Second coming come like this, and all of us we hear, our body in second will change. You found in 1 Corinthians chapter 15. We talk about resurrection. When you go home, read it about everything. Any questions? Yeah, but the eternal life. You in the rest area or the place for second coming. And now your spirit, but your body gone. But when end of the day your spirit will join your body, glorified body, because the body have mataniyat, fasting, he suffer with you, will join to enjoy the eternal life or to enjoy the punishment forever and ever. Amen. Yes. Easy or hard? There's some fine points I can't clarify very well, but I just tell you everything related to the Bible. Yes. I didn't hear anything.
Sorry, it's about 40 days, which was about getting the but why would you do the math after the 40 days after someone
Just to put his name on the altar for commemoration for him. Because what we call the victory church, the church up there, and we the struggling church. We commemorate them and they intercede for us. Okay?
So that's not really a church thing, is it? That's an individual thing. Like the family chooses after 40 days to have that. Like the church doesn't set out, a rule today.
No,
I think it's just a personal.
A family commemorates. So if Mother Day come and my mother passed away, I will commemorate her. Not because my mother passed away, I'm not going to buy presents, I forget about her. At least because they feel, they know. They feel. And like I told you, they know what's happening to earth. Yes.
Just on that point, because I was always under the impression once you die, you go to
here or there.
Here or there, and that's it. There's no connection with the people on earth. Right?
Okay, what about the story about Lazarus and Abraham? What he told him? He told him, remember what you did in the earth. That means he know what happened in the earth. Give me book of Revelation 6:9. Read for me Revelation 6:9. And read it for me, tell me what you understand from this. 6:9 or 9:6? What?
6:9.
Yes.
When he opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of those who had been slain for the word of God and for the testimony which they held.
Yep, continue.
And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, until you judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth? Okay,
these people, a believer, people kill them, and they know until now God, He didn't judge these people. And their blood cry until when God, you will punish these people, they kill us. So how they know? You tell me. How Abraham, he know and told him, remember they have Moses and the prophet. He told, send someone. So when you send someone from Hades to my brother, they will believe. In book of Luke chapter 16, they will believe. He said, they got Moses and the prophet.
Yeah, that's what I understand that verse. that part of his Bible saying that you can't speak to them, to the people on earth.
Alright. That means when I pray to St. George, he's not hearing me. What you say is the people pass away, they can't hear us. They can't, while we pray to the saints. I get you an example from the Bible. Because we are Anglican Church. We are Orthodox, but we follow the Bible. Okay? When Abraham, he know what happened in the earth. When these people, they know what happened in the earth. And even if people, they expect what happened in the future. What about the bones of saints can arise some people from the dead? Bones of the saints can arise someone from the dead. You got Elijah. When he died and his bones was in the tomb, and they was in hurry, they threw someone dead, he touched his bone, he rise from the dead. All this one, his bone, that's a dead bone, rise someone from death. That means his spirit died, doesn't know what happened? I don't think so. That's the belief of the church. That's why we believe in intercession of the saints.
So if you go by that motion, then what you're saying is, if they can do what you say, then like in heaven there's no sadness, or happiness. But if they're all
if they are in the paradise,
if they're in paradise,
yes,
it's all happiness.
Yes.
Okay, so if you know, someone that's close to me is in heaven, and I'm really bad, and I'm sad, and I'm angry, or whatever, and they can do that, then they're going to feel that. Do you know what I'm saying?
The happiness there doesn't affect them anything. The happiness, they happy, they be with Christ, with the saint, with everyone. If they see something, they can intercede for you. But this doesn't affect, if I am very happy person, and I know someone have a problem, do you think I can get sad or I can pray for him, but doesn't change my happiness? I am happy because I am with Christ. That's the end. You're reaching the maximum. And the happiness and the level for everyone fully satisfied. Like if you have a small cup of water full and big cup of water full, you 100% satisfied, he 100%. Like the brain, everyone, no one like how much he own as the money. That's right, everyone who wants to get more money. But everyone, his brain, for him, the best brain, I am more smart than anyone. That's right. When you go to heaven, the same. You are enriching level, the best level for you. Doesn't worry much, but you can pray. You can pray for them. But you're feeling what's happening. That's why Saint Mina, when you pray in him, God allowed him to make a miracle. That's why Saint Mary, when she appears, she make a miracle. Do you think Saint Mary come by luck, make a miracle and go? Or someone intercede for Saint Mary and they pray for him? Guys, that's very important about the church intercession of the saints. Saints, they know what happened with permission of God. Okay? And righteous people, they feel, and I told you, they can come with message all with permission from God, because the spirit under control 100% from God. They're not easy running everywhere. I want to do one good exercise when you go home. Book of Samuel, chapter 28. It's the freaky story. Read it. First Samuel, chapter 28. Freaky story. When you go home, read it. And we'll discuss it next time. Okay? Any more questions?
No, I'm not really.
No, that's an easy one. Yes. Yes.
You said before.
Can we listen? Listen, please. I nearly finished. Don't worry.
So I'm just saying, when you said before, someone has confession, and Terry has confession today, 20 days later he passes away, and hasn't had confession, and you said the church fails to God to forgive them for that duration.
Yeah.
But he's already gone. But what difference is your prayer going to make?
Maho, if you use me, this person affecting the prayer for him for the time he lost time. Do you think if you all your life you are a regular confession, repentance, have Holy Communion, everything all the time, and last 20 days you don't sin, okay? The church can pray. We asking God. We asking God to forgive you this sin. But like I said, someone all his life away from the church. If really repents and fully repents, God accepting his repentance and he can send him. And don't forget there is level. Guys, in the heaven there is level and the hell in the level. And this paradise now, level. Everyone. And the symbol he said, star can be different than star on the heaven. So maybe this level can go up. On the end of the day, all coming to judgment day, when the judgment day comes. Alright, it's a lot of talk about this, but we give the outline. This a lot of people wrote about it. This a lot. You need to read. You have a lot of resources for it. But I get you the conclusion. You save about 1 year reading. Okay? Any more questions? Yeah, easy one, not hard like him.
You said that the body goes into the ground, goes away, spirit goes into the ground.
Soul die with body. Because the soul in the blood. Soul disappears. Okay? That's your question? Good. I got one of the book for you. If you don't have this book, that's the first book I print. Book of Tawbid. The Arabic and the English. You can type my name in the website. You got my website. I have 10 books in the website. Some of them English, some Arabic, some article nice. I got 3 websites. One English, one Arabic, one me. So you can go some nice article. All my books. Look for another 2-3 years ago. You found one. This last book released last week in Egypt. That's Jesus, son of Sirach. But unfortunately in Arabic we need someone to translate. But didn't come to Australia yet. The topic I done it in one of another church in English if you want to copy, and in Arabic. I can leave it for you exactly, but the soul, spirit and body in Arabic and English, and another two sermon on another church. Where is Yes. I leave the CD with you. If you want to copy, ask her to make a copy. It's free for you. She not gonna charge you. Alright, feel free, take books for you. Alright, if you want for someone, don't worry. It should be enough. If not, I get some of the cards. Any more questions? Glory be to God forever and ever. Amen. Thank you very much. And pray for me.